Moving on to other stories, the head of Libya's National Oil Corporation is urging the United States, France and the UK to do more to stop outside powers from interfering in Libya. Mustafa Sanala refused to name the regional powers he was referring to, but the United Arab Emirates, Egypt and Russia are supporting the forces of General Khalifa Haftar, while Qatar and Turkey have backed the UN-endorsed government of national unity in the West. Mr. Sanala says the situation in his country is becoming very dangerous and there is a risk Libya could become like a new Syria. An oil blockade imposed 10 days ago by forces loyal to General Khalifa Haftar has limited production to just 72,000 barrels of oil a day. Libya had been producing more than 1 million barrels before. Meanwhile, the United Nations Human Rights Office released a report on the July airstrikes on the Tajoura detention center in Libya. The rights body is renewing its call on all parties to the conflict in that country to conduct independent, impartial and thorough investigations to ensure accountability for the violations of international law.
The UN Human Rights Office, in a new report today on the airstrikes last July on the Tajoura detention center in Libya, renewed its call on all parties to the conflict in that country to conduct independent, impartial, and thorough investigations to ensure accountability for the violations of international law. The report concurs with previous UN findings that the airstrikes were likely conducted by aircraft belonging to a foreign state, noting that, quote, it remains unclear whether these air assets were under the command of Libyan National Army or were operated under the command of that foreign state in support of the LNA. The report, quote, calls on all parties, as well as any state supporting either party, to conduct investigations in the airstrikes with a view of ensuring the swift prosecution of those responsible. Over the weekend, the UN support mission in Libya deeply regretted the continued blatant violations of the arms embargo in Libya, even after the commitments made in this regard by concerned countries during the Berlin conference. The UN mission said that over the last 10 days, numerous cargo and other flights have been observed landing in Libyan airports in the western and eastern part of the country, providing the parties with advanced weapons, armored vehicles, advisors, and fighters. The UN mission condemns these ongoing violations, with the risks plunging the country into a renewed and intensified round of fighting.
Suspected militants have killed dozens of people in the latest attack in Burkina Faso's restive northern region, where jihadists have been carrying out frequent attacks. Local media have reports that the attack in Tilgadji village in the Tongomail municipality of Soum province took place on Saturday, but reports of the assault are only just emerging. State broadcaster Radio Television du Burkina said on Monday that dozens were killed in the attack, giving no further details. Militants frequently carry out attacks in Soum province, which is in the Sahel region, and in the neighboring Center North region. At least 36 people were killed in an attack on 2 villages on January 20th in the Center's North Sametenga province. On a lighter note, coffee lovers will love this story. Might I interest you in a rare and fragrant coffee coveted by bats and humans alike? It's found in the rich volcanic soils of central Madagascar's Itsai province, over 1,000 meters above sea level. But here is the twist. Humans want it even more after the bats have nibbled on it. Take a look.
Farmers around the world are turning to premium and rare beans, some including an animal touch to shore up their incomes amid a global production glut that has driven down prices. Madagascar used to produce mainly lower quality Robusta beans used in instant coffees. But now farmers like Nirina Malala Ravanasolo are producing Bourbon Point beans, a premium variety of higher priced Arabica coffee.
We can live off coffee today. Before, it was of no interest to the inhabitants of Itasi, but now it can make a living. If production continues to grow, we can harvest more and more tons.
Bourbon Point sells domestically for about $101 per pound. That's about 200 euros per kilogram, more than 50 times the price of commodity-grade coffee. A bit of bat spit pushes the price higher. Wild bats chewing on ripe coffee berries result in a reaction between their digestive fluids and outside air that gives a uniquely smooth flavor, says customers. It's the brainchild of farmer and agricultural entrepreneur Jack Ramallah. 2 years ago, he reintroduced bourbon pointu beans to the area from nearby Reunion Island. He later introduced bat coffee after observing them nibbling the best beans. Now, Ramallah works with about 90 farmers who send him beans for processing and marketing, some at his on-farm restaurant.
Next year, we will ask farmers to focus only on the coffee beans chewed by bats. This means the farmers will harvest only the mature seeds, and that will improve the quality of our harvest.
Madagascar's animal-enhanced coffee is not unique. Southeast Asia's Kopi Luwak coffee is made from beans salvaged from civet cap poop. Thailand has elephant dung coffee, and there is a Costa Rican bat coffee similar to Ramallah's.
Still to come on Network Africa. An Ethiopian man who demanded justice now has half a year to deliver it. We'll give you details. Please stay with us.